Hey, man. What's up?
Very professional.
You like it?
Very professional, yeah.
I'm trying to up the game. I think I need to iron the I think so. I probably will end up ironing those, but just been sorting out the internet. I've got a streaming service that I can run that plays this music in the background right here. So it's copyright free. So I can play this stuff in the background of my videos. Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So I can play these in here, but the funny thing is, it worked yesterday. You can even see video of it working. When I have my computer wired through my router or through the Wi-Fi here, it won't play. It will not play. It will not play. But I moved my Wi-Fi to the Xfinity, just that Xfinity that hangs out there in the hotspot. Bam! It came right on. So I tried it on my laptop. Same thing. It wouldn't work wired or wireless. But then when I went to wireless to the Xfinity, which is a 2 meg, I'm supposed to have 200 and some odd download. It starts working when I'm on the Xfinity. So it's not the computers. It's something somewhere in my system or somewhere in Comcast's system that's blocking. I don't even know if it's blocking so much as it's just not working right. I don't know. Frustrating. But the stream's working.
Yep.
So how you doing, Nick?
Doing good. Just I'm finally able to do a hangout with you guys, so that's awesome.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I've just been sorting out my office today. I don't know if take a look here, but I've got a table and my computer right next.
That's awesome.
And then I've got down here, right here, there's my Firehawk.
There you go.
Yeah, and then swing around and see the glorious 3 monitors here.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
you see this?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
This is Maddie, aspiring guitarist, right, Maddie?
It won't work.
What doesn't work? Oh, because you have to hear with the headphones. Here. Ready? There you go. Can you hear now? Oh. Can you hear? Maybe.
Hello.
Did you hear that? Yes.
Hello.
Hey.
Kids are great.
Yeah.
Is that your only kid, or?
Yeah, this is my daughter.
Yeah. How old is she? About 3?
She's 3. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yes.
I got 4 kids, so.
Oh.
2 of them are adults and out of the house, and I got grandkids too. So.
That's awesome.
Wow. How many grandkids you got?
2.
Hey, look, do you like my spider?
Very festive spider.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, so I got somebody from Comcast I've been dealing with over
Yeah, there was some guy in the group that was helping you out. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's the same guy.
Awesome.
I am.
You still have it in your ear? Yeah. Good for you.
Chad, you need to iron the curtain and get rid of the gap at the back there.
Let's see. Well, that gap over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I think I'll wait till they're ironed.
There you go.
It's a lot better than what it used to be.
You don't like looking at all the stuff on the wall.
You need a green screen, and you can put backgrounds in.
Yeah, I wish. I don't know. There's not enough room in here.
No.
It's like a 3 foot
No.
Yeah,
room.
how big is that room? What's the dimensions?
It's about, let's see, about 8 feet. 8 feet wide. Let's see. Yeah. I can almost touch both sides. By about 10 feet.
Cool.
So it works. I spin around the chair. Spin around. And I almost make it. Ah! There. So. Well, so impromptu. There I am spinning around over there.
So, what do you guys think about the
I think
set the amp volume the same as the guitar volume?
I really see it.
Should I do that
No,
one?
I still haven't wrapped my brain around doing that. I don't know. The same volume wise. So, what about you, Nick? Did you see that post?
No, I didn't. Which one?
Okay, there's one that said basically to stop having gain stage issues.
Yeah.
You play your amp or you play it with nothing. You play your guitar with nothing in there, and that sound, that tone,
Yeah.
you match the distorted tones to that tone. And I just don't think that's loud enough. But
Yeah. I don't know. I've never even thought of it that way.
I just put an amp in there, and okay, the amp is set. I make some adjustments, and then I just, if I go to a snapshot, like so if I go to my let me show you here, see if it see it.
Yeah.
So if I go to right here and I look at the snapshots,
Maddie, go to mommy.
I did it.
snapshots. Okay, there we go. Wow, it's backwards on my screen. That's fine. So, anyway, let's see if I can get this right here. So if I go to snapshot 1, I've got a clean.
Yep.
Can't see it. Clean, a crunch, a dirt, and a lead.
Mhm.
And what I do is I make this one sound the same level as like the bass patches. I go into the dirt, and when it adds more volume, I minimize the volume in different ways on snapshot so that it matches this volume, and then I go to this snapshot, and it minimizes the volume I'm going for on this one. And then my lead, I have it go just a little bit more of a jump, so I raise the dB level. But I'm actually going right into the amp, and I'm changing the channel volume. But I'm also changing master, and I'm changing a bunch of different things just to kind of level it out and get the tones I want. I don't know. I guess that's sort of on the lines of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's still louder. It's still louder than a blank patch. So I don't know.
Yeah, when I did my patch for when I did Little Shop last month, I started with brand new everything, and I started with my single amp for what the clean sound would be, and then from there, dealing with, I used 2 amps in the chain. So when I wanted a slight overdrive, I increased the gain of that channel, of that amp rather, in the second snapshot. And because of that, having to reduce the channel volume is what I found was the volume that wouldn't affect the gain structure that I was looking for.
Right.
Yeah. And then so it was an AC30, and then it was the Cali the Mark IV lead channel were the 2 amps that I used. And so I just matched the Mark IV to what I had for the AC30. I found that I find matching with the clean, because the clean is the softest.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's
so,
right. I start with the clean.
Yeah.
And then work my way up, and then bring the distorted, so that when I switch, I don't hear a jump.
Exactly. Yeah. Unless you want that jump, obviously.
Yeah. Like the lead. I wanted to jump in the lead, so the lead is.
Yeah.
No, you guys are talking about relative volumes, aren't you, between clean, crunch, and so
Yeah.
right. But what the guy meant was like get your clean amp and then turn the amp off and play just the guitar in the Helix, and then turn the amp on and use the channel volume to match those two levels.
Yeah.
So they're the same, and then do your relative sounds after that to that, right?
Yeah, I guess for me, you know, is he experiencing some kind of digital distortion that would need him to do that? Is
Yeah,
that like
so
sort of the reason?
I've not had a problem, but that was a guy from line 6 saying that's
Yeah.
a good way to make sure you don't get any distortion.
Fair enough.
And that's probably a good way to do it.
Yeah.
However, I found that it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And then bump the output. You can bump the output block, can't you?
Yeah.
To compensate.
Here's the trouble I ran into. I just matched what I did is instead of, and it's similar to what he's talking about, is I went to some of the stock patches and I matched levels to the stock patch, which probably matches level to baseline, and I go from there. But I went to my practice last week, and sure enough, I plugged into the mixer, and what I can do, I didn't want to bring the Firehawk because I'm lazy, but I plugged into the mixer, and my signal was so hot, and it wasn't the preset. It was the mixer, and I changed settings on the mixer. It was a Yamaha mixer.
Yeah.
So I've seen people have trouble with XLR in the mixers, and it was getting all sorts of distortion and clipping and all. So what I had to do is I actually turned my XLR to mic level. That didn't even solve it. And then I turned my master volume on my Helix, where I usually never have to, clear down to about 11 to 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was the only way to get a clean signal into that unit, and I know the unit inside and out. So I read somebody say that run it as hot as possible, but some venues you're gonna run into issues, and I think people should learn to on the fly change their output levels so that they're not sending that, because that's what's giving people the crappy tones.
Yeah.
But then you just use the master controller, wouldn't you? The round one.
Yeah, I just used the master controller after that.
That's fine.
To make some adjustments, and boy, it ended up turning out really good. That was the video I put on. I put on a video that showed the lead from Bryan Adams' song. The lead from the Bryan Adams song. So, and it sounded fantastic once I had it leveled out. But it sounded horrible when I started. I was like, "Oh, something's wrong. Should have brought my amp." Because on my amp on the Firehawk, I actually set it to line level, and I have the volume dimed on it.
Okay.
So I'm sending as much signal to it, and I use the back end to control the signal, and then I've got plenty of volume.
Yeah.
So the Firehawk 1500 is just tremendously awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, usually right at this point right now with my band, I'm doing just straight into the PA, and I've really haven't had much issue with it.
Right.
With whatever settings I have.
What do you have? What do you have your XLR set on?
Well, I don't even remember now. Nothing's hooked up. It might be on XLR still, like the XLR outs.
Yeah, XLR out, but is it line or mic?
I think it might be. I think it might be line. I want to say it's line. I don't remember.
If you've got a board, if the board is line level, it should be fine.
Yeah, and we have the bass player in our band does a good job of, he knows his stuff for sound, so he'll back off the gain on the channel if it's too hot and stuff like that before he starts playing with the sliders and everything. So he'll set the level for all that stuff. Make sure there's not too much gain on the channel.
What brand is it?
Oh, I have no clue. I just know they have one that has enough inputs for everybody to go through it. It's a fairly old one, though.
I'm going to try that thing though, Chad, because mate, I don't have any problems, but I did have a problem with that vintage digital delay clipping. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll fix that problem.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't noticed any issues with that. I've started using it. I use it a lot, and I just turned the what are the two features? The bit depth and sample rate. I just turned them all the way up. I never even hear any noises.
That didn't work for me. I still got the clipping.
Oh, okay. Maybe yeah. Try it. It's a little loud, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to try that. See if it fixes that problem. It makes sense. It makes sense, doesn't it? What he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not been documented anywhere. I'm surprised it's not in the manual. You know, set the channel volume to your guitar relatively to start with. Avoid clipping.
Well, I just wonder if you go to the stock presets, whether it's like that or not. Anyway, it may not even be like that.
But it depends on your guitar. The guitars are all different, aren't they?
That's true. Yeah.
So
you'd have to adjust them all for your guitar. So even if you sent me one of your patches, I'd have to do the same thing with my guitar, because my guitar going in might be hotter than yours going in. Right?
I guess if it's set to the input, I guess the one plus about setting it to the dry, absolute dry signal is that you wouldn't have to make that adjustment, really, if you think about it. Because your guitar is going to sound like your guitar going dry volume-wise. And then if the patch is set up to match the volume of the amp, all you're doing is adding on an effect that's going to be at the same level of the patch.
Right.
So there's no volume jump. So the added bonus is that you might get to bypass that whole needing to adjust a patch for a guitar, because your guitar will always sound like your guitar going dry through Helix or with an amp on. It's always going to have that same signal.
But it depends on the patch on which guitar. If you're using two different guitars, you'd have to change that.
Well, the volume difference relative from guitar to guitar will change.
Yeah.
If you're using a single coil guitar and then you switch to humbuckers, that humbucker guitar is going to be louder. But if you're worried about your patch, like having digital clipping in it, going from someone who you don't know and using their patch with your guitar, sort of, it could potentially cut that middle step out, maybe, or not. You know.
I see it that you're going to have to adjust that channel volume for every patch you get and every guitar that you own.
Well, that's the same. That's the same thing if you have it, different guitars with the same amp. It's the same issue that you're going to have that issue no matter what. But what you get though, if you make your patch volume set to the volume of no effect in the line, so just the guitar sound, it might do away with someone where, let's say, the person who created the patch may have lower output pickups than someone who has higher output pickups.
Oh, right, yeah. It takes that.
It takes that issue out of it.
That's good. That's good.
Which makes so in that case, going from patch to patch with different people would be a positive thing.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I just loaded up my patch, and I haven't played it, but my channel volume is at 8. That's pretty hot, isn't it? So you can bet if my guitar is a lot lower than that, you can see how it might make a clip, right? By adding nothing.
Yeah.
So I think I need to try and balance those out, the channel volume with the guitar, and see if that makes a difference. It's interesting because I like that delay, but I always had that issue. I couldn't get rid of it, even with what Chad said. It didn't help.
Yeah, and I don't think
hot pickups.
I'm trying to think, because I know I had a patch that had the vintage delay in it. I don't think I ever had clipping in it though.
I'm gonna mute you for 2 minutes and see what.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to make this a quick one today because I've got some honeydews my wife is asking me to do.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to test the internet. It seems to be working okay on this. I'm just so frustrated that one of my services, I have to be hooked up to their Xfinity and not, which is 2 megs.
Yeah,
2 megs, and I've got 200 and something.
that's weird.
Yeah, and it was working yesterday, so.
Hang on, I'll just mute myself for a minute. I'll be right back.
So
I've got to get my office set up like you. My office is a mess.
well, mine was a mess. It still is. I still got some fixing to do on it, but
I want to adapt the multi-monitor layout, especially when I do video editing and everything. I just need more space. 13-inch laptop screen ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I can't. I got 38 or 36-inch TV over here and a 40 in front of me, and then another little one over there.
That's awesome.
And so they're all connected to my Mac, and then I have that one right there, which I remote control from over here.
Huh. Very cool.
So I can work on one thing, and then down below, down below.
You got all your controllers and everything.
I have this is control for the Firehawk.
Yeah.
This controls. This is my MIDI controller, and then there is my. Can't quite see it, but I have a expression pedal.
Cool.
But so I'm wondering if I stop the broadcast now. I'm going to stop the broadcast now, but I think you guys can stay on and chat.
Cool.
You'll just stop recording. I'm going to hit stop.